Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead reading for September 22nd, the week of September 22nd. This is your weekly predictions from Born Without Boundaries. Welcome to everybody who's just arriving. Please do click subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I go live. Help the channel grow. While you're watching this video, always look above head, because if I find content, including other zodiac signs that I think pertain to you guys for this week, I will attach the link in a card above. And be prepared, down below at the end of this video, there's the link to the Vimeo Extended. So let's get into your reading, Virgo. Let's see what the energies are for this week coming up. The week of the 22nd of September, as we head out of your season into Libra season. So this would be the first week of Libra. Let's get into it for you guys. September 22nd, first week of Libra season for the sign of Virgo. Sign of Virgo. Sign of Virgo. Sign of Virgo. All right, Virgo, let's see what's up. Something's been delayed. Something's been held back. Something that you really wanted to get off the ground isn't taking off. But don't worry about it, because it's all in the right timing. Interesting, the flow stops. Virgo, what you're being called to do this week is use what you have, what you've been given. I know that you've been wanting other resources to come in, and it's not that they're not, but they're not coming in this week. So this week, the challenge is taking what you have in your life right now, what you may consider, I keep thinking in my head, what I'm stuck with, what I'm stuck with, what I'm stuck with. No, you have more resources right now than you're giving credit for. So your challenge this week is to look for something, to look for new uses to old things, or resources where you may not have traditionally had them. So I know that sounds really silly to you, but this is like tag sale. Like, I'm not saying all Virgos go organize a tag sale, but that's what I'm saying is, like, what do you have right now that has more value that really hasn't been released from it because you've been sitting on it or saving it or holding on to it? So maybe you've been holding on to something even internally that's been very, very valuable to you, or maybe too precious for you to share with anybody. And the challenge this week is to learn how to let it go, or not let it go, but share it. Give it to others, because right now there's almost a block. There's this sitting on something. I don't want to let it. I don't know. No, like, stop. There's a stop. There's a stop. There's a pause. There's a clench down. A reluctancy inside of you to let what's out inside of you outside, or let what's close to you kind of explore and travel outward. Be a part of the rest of the world. There's almost like an overprotective nature to you this week that I'm definitely going to pull more cards, but I think it's stemming from self-worth, of having identified yourself as valuable at one thing, at a specific thing, at doing this thing. And now that it's come time to change those things, you're having a really hard time finding an identity outside of being a wife, outside of being a business owner, outside of being a mother, outside of being a boyfriend, outside. You've taken to identifying yourself with a specific role in life, and you got real comfortable there. And the problem is the world is pushing you out of it. And the way that the world is pushing you out of it is very, very clever, actually, because it takes something clever to actually push you. And the way that it's doing it is creating a lack, creating some sort of void, something that you have to fill, something that you have to pay or invest into, or not necessarily just with money. It could be time, it could be energy, but it's creating this lack so that it pushes you out of your comfort zone and makes you release what you're holding on to. There's that, like I said in the beginning, like a tag sale energy of there's something that you're holding on to that has a great deal of value, and it needs to be released to realize its full value, especially its full value in your life. I feel like there's a void being created in your life so that you see the usefulness in what's there, instead of saving it or holding on to it. Nothing is wasted. In other words, Vulture sees value in things that other people don't. It sees value in things in loss, in things that other people would grieve or mourn for, or be disgusted by. Vulture sees value in it, and because they see value in it, their stock, their resources is never going to fade, because they're smart enough to go after something that isn't sought after. And because of that, they're always going to have an abundance. It's not like competition. It's not a lot of people are going after it. Most, like I said, roadkill, most people are disgusted by it. But vultures find a way to use it. Right? And everybody makes fun of them and everybody's disgusted by them, but they're smart. So here's a key this week. The key to your success this week, Virgo, is finding the value in things that other people don't find value in, is looking in those other directions, in the underbelly, in the closets, places where people have forgotten things, places where you have forgotten things, and looking for those answers, those solutions to your problems, those extra resources in those places where other people had forgotten them or thrown them away. You know, maybe you're dumpster diving this weekend. Maybe you're consignment shop surfing this weekend. Maybe it's something deeper. Maybe these are feelings that you threw away. Maybe these are people that you threw away. Maybe these are people that other people have thrown away. So maybe you're doing charity work. Either way, you're finding value this week. Your challenge or your almost like your assignment this week is to find value where others don't. It's going to be a necessary long-term resource for you, because I do feel that resources are coming in for you, but in order to not waste them or throw them away or do ridiculous things with them, and I'm not saying that you will because you're really responsible, but for the temptation to not even be there, there's this call this week to teach you how to really buckle down and find value in things that you already have. This is a call to look in the past. Lessons that you may have learned in the past. Like I said, people that have exited your life, you don't necessarily have to bring them back into your life, but the call is to find some sort of value for why they were in your life. Emotionally, some of you could be stuck right now looking in the past, constantly trying to search through old things that I was going to say are not serving you, but the implication this week is that they are going to serve you. That this is an intentional pause for you to be forced to find value where you normally wouldn't. So there's an implication here that you've missed something, that you've missed a hint, you've missed a lesson, maybe you've skipped over a line of text in a legal document. I mean, it could be that important. Go back over this week and scan through and see even have somebody else go over and do it with you, just to be sure that you haven't missed anything, especially in important documents like legal documents. Because you may have missed like some more abundance. You may have missed something that could be quite juicy to you. That's what I'm seeing. And I think that it's like the spark is in what's lost. It's like bring your ideas to life. But it's upside down. It's in reverse. So to me, that's saying you need to see things from a different perspective. Especially if it's an idea that you threw away. It could be an idea that you've thrown away and you've decided that it was a waste of your time. Well, it's not a waste of your time because nothing is a waste. Nothing is wasted, especially not your time. So it's saying this wasn't a waste of your time. You know, it could also be speaking to your heart space, a big disappointment in your life that you felt you put a lot of time and energy into, and that disappointed you, gave you a big heartache, a relationship, a project. Could be a number of different things, but something that you put a lot of yourself into and you felt like you got nothing out of it. You actually felt like you wasted time. There's a sense that you wasted part of your life, and this message coming loud and clear, no, you didn't. And this week is about reassessing how you see that trigger, how you see that project, that relationship, whatever it is that ended and you felt like it wasted your time. It's to reevaluate, because the truth is there's something in it for you to learn. There's like juicy stuff there. Okay. So you could be dealing with a Pisces. There is always enough. Nothing is wasted, and nothing is wasted and there is always enough comes out side by side. So this could be dealing with a Pisces. This could be dealing with another Virgo. Lay a solid foundation. There is definitely something from the past is bringing you great abundance. And it could be in a lesson. It could be the spotlight is on you this week, Virgo, to do something with what you feel, what you've been discouraged about. There's a heartbreak here. There's an emotional disappointment here that's happening over and over inside of you. It's here. And it's about taking what's disappointed you, you may honestly be disappointed that you're disappointed. Like ashamed of yourself or not wanting to admit it. But this week is all about working through those feelings and realizing that whatever you're disappointed in, you don't have to be disappointed in. Because there's life there. There's possibility there. There's newness. There's freshness in something that's very old, in something that maybe others would throw away. And you're being called to just pause, slow down, and go through things again. And I think that maybe the pause is really frustrating you, but the pause itself isn't wasted. There's a reason for it, and that reason is because you have missed something. There is always enough. There's nothing is wasted, and then there is always enough. So there is abundance that you're sitting on. In the craziest, most silly way, it could be a lotto ticket that you haven't looked at. Take a look through them. In another sense, it could be, like I said, some legal documents, and you missed, like you had an old 401k policy, and you didn't remember it, and you haven't worked for that place for 5 years, and there was $5,000 sitting there. And you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even roll this over. What should I do with this? Like, this is literally But it's also like that old furniture that you have sitting around your house, or maybe you have a storage shed filled with crap that's sort of draining. You're like paying to store this. Just have a tag sale so you can make money from it, and then you get money from not having that bill this week, and then you get money from whatever you've sold. It's that kind of process this week of cleaning out your closets. And I think that there's a long-term reason for cleaning out your closets, and that's because it's almost like you're getting prepared to start something new. Like you're getting prepared to start a new life, like lay a solid foundation. It could be literal, like you're moving to a new office, you're moving to a new state, you're moving to a new home, you're actually like breaking ground right now for something that you're physically building. Or it could just be preparing for that physical move. Now this is 6. And in the traditional tarot deck, 6 is the Lover's card. So this also could be that you're breaking ground to prepare for, I just heard this. Ouch, Virgo. So, and this is why you're being told to review your past relationship that you think was a waste and you still have some anger and bitterness toward. That heart space has gotten very hardened and it's gotten very guarded and protected. And when I was saying break ground, I just heard you breaking through that mass around your heart that you've built that's making you really heavy and trying to protect you from getting hurt again. Because whatever, could have been with a Pisces, could have been with a water sign, could have been with somebody who like made you feel dead inside because they made you feel so alive for so long and you got so used to them supercharging you that without that voltage, you felt dead inside. You felt dead. And so now like everything about the relationship, it's like you had to kill to just move on. You didn't want to think about it. But this is what I'm talking about. Lay a solid foundation is about a new relationship coming up. And so you're being asked to review that old relationship to see things that you will need moving forward with this new one. Like, what did you learn? Not even just for red flags, yes, but not even just for red flags. Just for like, what did I learn by dealing with that person? What did I learn about myself and what I'm capable of and my boundaries? This is a very Piscean card, and Pisceans have a very difficult time with boundaries. So you could be getting involved with or interested in somebody, or somebody's interested in you, that has trouble setting boundaries, and this reminds you of something from your past, and you're like, oh shit, I don't want to get into this again. But this is saying this is actually a really nice match. This is actually a really nice pairing. It's just instead of locking down your heart and trying not to think about a past, digging through those bits and pieces to see where the hurt actually came from, so you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Like, if you have this opportunity, investigate it, look into it. You could be moving someplace totally new. You could be transferring your work. You could, but whatever happening new, it's asking you to look through something that was old, that you've put away and don't want to handle, that you've kind of overlooked or maybe even forgotten about, because there's a tidbit, there's like this little golden nugget inside of that experience that speaks to something that's very fruitful coming in your future. It's like it's like a cornerstone to the puzzle that is coming for the rest of your life. So it's important to reevaluate those things. I'm going to go over to Vimeo. Hopefully you'll follow me there. Clarify this with tarot and do your romance reading. I'll see you, Virgo.